All right, we are going to consider steps to determine mesh current. Steps to determine mesh current. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to assign mesh currents such as I1, I2, etc., depending on the number of mesh to the what circuit. That is, here we are having mesh 1, mesh 2. So first step is we are going to assign the mesh current. So we are going to assign mesh 1 and mesh 2, that is, and then we'll take our direction with it. Do you understand? So I'm going to be doing that while I draw the direction. We have assigned the mesh current. We have assigned I1 for mesh 1 and I2 for mesh 2. All right. So now the next thing we are going to do is to apply the KVL to each mesh. So we are going to apply KVL to mesh 1. All right. So now if you have watched our lecture on Kirchhoff theorems, so this should not be a new stuff to you, but let me still explain the concept. All right. So this is our direction, right? All right. And then we said whenever our current is flowing, our current normally flows from positive to what? To negative. You understand? So now if our current is flowing in this direction, it means it's going to move from positive to negative, from positive to negative. You understand? All right. But our voltage here, if you are considering the direction, is moving from negative to what? To positive. There is a voltage gain. All right. So that is going to be what? Positive. Is that clear? So now again, when the direction of current and the direction that we have taken is going in the same direction, you understand? So we are going to take negative, we are going to take our voltage here to be what? Negative. Is that clear? And when they are moving in opposite direction, we are going to take it to be what? Positive. And okay, let me first do that, then I will now tell you another shortcut. All right, so now we are moving from negative to what? Positive. So that's going to be a positive voltage, which is V1. Now here we are having R1. So I1 is the current that is flowing here. It's flowing from positive to what? Negative. And we know that voltage here is going to be current multiplied by what? Resistor. So it's going to be minus R1 I1. All right, so here it's going to be what? It's going to be minus R3 I3. Everything will be equals to what? 0. So it therefore means we can say that V1 will be equals to R1 I1 plus what? R3 I3. So this will be equation number 1. All right. Another way of understanding this is that anytime you are applying your mesh, anytime you are applying mesh analysis to solve any circuit, all right, so the first thing you should just go for in the circuit is voltage. So if you pick your voltage V1, just equate just equate your voltage to the resistors. Do you understand? So I can just come here, I can say V1 is equals to R1 I1 plus R3 I1. I hope you understand. So you can, for you to ignore this. Is that clear? All right. So here now I can just say V2 is equals to this plus this. I hope you understand. So now apply KVL to mesh 2. To mesh 2. We are going to apply Kirchhoff Voltage Law to mesh 2. All right. So now if you look at this mesh 2, the second mesh, we are moving from positive to negative, right? So here we are going to have negative V2. All right. So, and again, we are moving from positive to negative, and our current is flowing in this direction. But mind you, our R3 is between mesh 1 and what? Mesh 2. So here is going to be minus R3 into what? Into what? Will it be I1 minus I3, or I3, sorry, will it be I1 minus I2, or I2 minus I3? Which one? So if we are considering mesh 2, the current that is here is going to be I1 minus what? I2. I1 minus I2. But in some textbooks or in some places, you can see it as I2 minus I1. So if it is I2 minus I1, definitely this is going to be considered as what? Positive. Is that clear? All right. So here we are having this to be what? Minus R2, then I2. So everything will be equals to what? Everything will be equals to 0. All right. So now the next thing is we can just open the bracket. Okay, let's forget about opening the bracket. If we send this to the other side, so we are going to have our V2 to be equals to minus R3 into I1 minus I2, then minus R2, then I2. Everything will be okay, not equals to 0. We've already taken our voltage to that side. So this one becomes our equation number 2. All right. So the second method now is we are going to solve equation 1 and equation 2 simultaneously. Then we are going to get the answer for the mesh current I1 and I2. So these are the steps on how to go about mesh analysis. You know, we cannot solve this equation because we don't know the value of V1, R1, I1. It's just letter. This is just to show you the simple steps on how to go about mesh analysis. So we are going to start with the examples, and we are going to solve complex example like any the question we are going to solve will be probably any kind of question that you can see in your examination. So stay tuned for more, and just don't forget that we have our structured material on circuit analysis for you guys. So this materials is also to guide you on how to pass your exams and on any topic that you might find difficulties with. Exactly. So stay tuned for more, and if today is your first time of coming across our content, do well to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to share with your friends who might be in need of it. Thank you.